right, everybody, welcome to One Nation of Sports Soccer Magazine Extra. I'm your host, Kirk DeMars, and thank you so much for joining us today. It is Monday, July 7th, and it has been hot and it has been rainy. I don't know about if that's been the same where you are, but that's what it just seems to be all the time around here. So I'm tired of the rain. Uh, you may like it, but I'm tired because it makes the grass keep growing, and you got to keep mowing the grass and I don't know. 2 times in 1 week is a little bit much for me, but anyway, I'm going to quit complaining and we're going to focus on the positive now. Tonight we've got Ava Leininger of Southern Boone High School, and we're going to talk to her about her article in Sports Soccer Magazine as well as what she's doing this summer and future plans. So, excited to be able to talk to her a little bit and let you find out a little bit more. That's why we call it One Nation of Sports Soccer Magazine Extra, because we get to find out a little bit more in detail about the student athletes that we put in the magazine and let you find out a little bit more information as well. We're going to take a quick look at her article here. And this was her article in the magazine. And I absolutely love the photography and the creative shots that Katie did here. Really like that one with her peering through the net. I think you'll agree that she's very photogenic and she did a great job. And we were talking about how it was windy that day. And we said some people pay for those wind machines to get their hair to do that. Obviously, I don't do anything like that. I'm more aerodynamic, but I'll digress. We'll move on from that. Okay, if you have not seen her article in the printed form, which you can find at Hy-Vee in Jefferson City, Cal's Thriftway in California, or you may have gotten it in the mail. If for some reason you didn't and you want to take a look at it, go to sportssoccermagazine.com and you can look under the May-June issue, the digital edition, and you'll be able to see Ava's article in there as well as a whole bunch of other student athletes. So, all right, with that, let's go ahead and bring in Ava right now. Hey Ava, how you doing?
Hi.
Glad you could join us tonight. Thanks for doing that.
Yes, thank you so much for this offer. This is super
Yeah,
cool experience.
well, excited to have you on here, and we enjoyed our time out there with you and at Southern Boone High School when we did your photo shoot and your interview and all that. You did an outstanding job. So,
Thank
uh,
you.
yeah. So, what did it mean to you as far as your article? Um, what did you think about all that?
I thought it was super exciting whenever I got asked to do this article with Sports Locker, and it was definitely super cool because I think that you guys were able to showcase my soccer in a way on words than anything that I could have said. It was really, really well written.
Well, I talked a little bit about the wind. We talked a little bit about that beforehand, and got your hair to do all the right things in the wind. Uh, Talk a little bit about the photo shoot and what was that experience like?
It was super helpful because I didn't have to do anything. They told me exactly what to do. The wind definitely, we had to retake a few shots, but it made the process a lot more fun doing a little challenge around the wind. But they were very prepared and helpful whenever I came, so it was pretty easy for me. I didn't have to do any of the work.
Yeah, well, I mean, you made it easy. When Katie will give direction as far as maybe a particular pose or something like that, you knew exactly what to do, and you did a great job with it. So very good.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, what did your friends and family think about your article, and have you signed any autographs? That's what we need to know.
I have not signed any autographs,
All right.
but they all thought it was super cool and they thought that it was well reflection of myself and my character. And so that is another reflection back on your guys' writing because you guys were able to help showcase my soccer talents through that article that you guys wrote about me. But it was really
Well,
cool.
yeah. Well, again, you made it easy, so it's always good to be able to have you gave plenty of information, and we were able to go off of that. So you did a great job.
Thank
Well,
you.
let's talk about how you got started with soccer, and when did you know that that was your sport?
From when I was a young age, I was put in it when I want to say 5 years old, maybe even younger. and it was just something I did for fun more. And then as I got older, around the age of like 7 or 8, I realized like I actually really enjoyed the sport and I had a little bit of talent. And I just continued to keep working hard and practicing outside with my brothers and going to all those practices. And I realized I had a talent and it was really fun to me, so I stuck with it.
Okay. So why don't you talk about this? I know in first grade you talked about how you were getting signed up and you got signed up in the wrong age group. Talk about that and then how it actually benefited you.
Yes, I got put in the wrong age group. I got put on a third grade team when I was a first grader, and I had moved to Missouri in first grade, so I didn't have as many friends. And my parents would always say, go hang out with the girls on your soccer team, but I never saw them at recess. And then later on the season, I found out that they were in 2 grades above me. But I really think it helped spark my development a lot faster than possibly others because I was kind of put in a position that I had to quickly catch up to their age group to be able to play as well as my fellow teammates were playing. So it definitely really helped me in the long run.
Okay, this is not one of the questions that I had down for you, but you said you moved to Missouri from in first grade. Where did you move from?
Omaha, Nebraska.
Okay, so you were
Hmm.
still in the Midwest, but you wasn't a super big change as far as weather, right?
No, not too bad. It's
Yeah.
definitely really cold down there in
Mm-hmm.
the winter time. Same for Missouri, but that's really the only difference I
Yeah,
see.
a little bit further north. Yeah. Here's another question too before we ask about your high school career. Um, so you played club soccer, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Why don't you talk a little bit about that and how that's helped you to progress and be the player that you are today?
I've been playing club soccer since I was in seventh grade with United and Sporting Columbia. And that definitely helped me because instead of being able to play one season, which was in the spring season, I was able to play year round. And so I was constantly getting touches on the ball and learning new tricks and skills from different coaches and teammates. And so that definitely really helped take my soccer career to the next level. So I'm really grateful that I was able to play alongside with some really talented players and also work with some really talented coaches.
Mm-hmm. Uh, did you travel around quite a bit, playing for a club team?
Yeah, I traveled a lot to Kansas City and St. Louis, sometimes Springfield, a few times in Illinois. It just really depended. Kansas City was our main spot.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Booneville, Missouri, they have a lot of fields there.
Okay.
So the drives weren't like too horrible, but we were finding good competition in those
Mm-hmm.
types of areas.
Okay. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about the position that you mostly played, and if you've been switched around, things like that. Tell us about your positions that you played.
Yes. For high school season, I mainly played the center forward, and so that would be like the 9 position if you guys go off numbers. And in club, I would play the 7-11, which that would be the outside forwards. And so I'm able to play the middle and outside position very well. This summer, I've been switching a lot from the 10 position, which would be the attacking mid. And it's been an adjustment because I've never played there, but it's been really cool to see different sides of the field because I'm usually not all the way down there. So my main position though is center forward.
Okay, very good. Um, it speaks of your versatility that you're able to do, different things. And we'll get into talking about your coach here in just a little bit, but I'm sure that he valued your versatility and being able to do different things. So, why don't you talk a little bit about your high school career and some of the highlights? And, when you're getting ready to do that here, I do want to encourage our people that are watching. Feel free to give us any comments or questions that you want to ask Ava. Any nice comments that you want to make about her, feel free to go ahead and throw those on, and we'd love to hear from you as well. Okay, that was just kind of a little quick plug. You can go ahead and go with your answer
Okay.
to high school career.
Um, my first game of districts, I hit 100 goals career wise, which was super exciting milestone that I hit, and I had been really trying to work towards hitting that goal. And so hitting it first one of districts was super rewarding to me because it just showed that my hard work did pay off. So I finished with 103 career goals overall, and I finished with, I believe, 67 assists overall. And so that puts me in top three for scoring, and I'm top five for assist. And then my team did really well this year. We made it to the quarterfinals. We lost 1-2 though, but it's really great because winning districts is always really great to do. And then I was able to make first team all conference, district, region, and state. And along with region, I was awarded player of the year. So that
Very
was
good.
super exciting.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank
Very
you.
good. Yeah. Um, so you kind of covered that a little bit as far as career accolades. Other what other type of awards or even awards that you've gotten in school as far as education? What are some different things that you've received there?
I was able to speak at my graduation on behalf of my grade since I was vice president and student council. And so that was a super exciting opportunity because not everyone's given the chance to speak on behalf of so many people in such a big moment. And so that was really cool for me. I was awarded the this award that came from the Senate in Jeff City, and I was awarded for my character in and out of the classroom. And so that was super cool for me to see that the lengths I go to make sure everybody is included is
Mhm.
was shown. And so that was definitely super cool for me to see
Yeah,
back.
yeah, very good. Congratulations on that as well.
Thank you.
Yeah. Why don't you talk a little bit about your teammates and how they've inspired you to do better?
Yes, my teammates are so fun and encouraging. We always just want to see the best in each other, and so we always thrive to make sure that everybody is held accountable as long as everyone is having fun while playing the sport that we're all here for. And so playing alongside with them was so fun these last 4 years because you're with them so much of the season, and so you just have so many memories made from all 4 seasons combined.
Did now that with your high school team too, but I want to also switch a little bit back to the club. So obviously, you probably had some people on your club teams that you played against during the
Mm-hmm.
regular year. What was that like, and how were those relationships against each other, and then playing with each other?
It was definitely super fun. Like when I played Cap City or Hickman, I knew like, oh, I get to see so and so tonight. So that was super exciting. It wasn't as exciting playing against them, but
Yeah,
it's all right because at the end of the day, we would take a photo after the game or talk during the game if we were given the chance.
yeah,
And so going from playing with them for a few months, playing against them on like a random Tuesday night was kind of weird, but it was always
yeah.
fun because it was a good matchup and I got to see them again.
Well, good. Yeah, that's stuff. Those are things that you'll remember. So, um,
Yes.
I'll get into another question later on about your future. We'll get into that here, but I want you to talk about your senior season and what type of leadership did you have, and what kind of legacy did you feel that you left behind?
The leadership role that I was trying to aim for throughout the whole season was leading by example. I was named captain junior and senior year. And so both years, I really wanted to make sure that if I was telling girls to do something, that I was doing that first to show that this is how you do it. And so at practices, I wanted everybody to still stay like having fun and stuff because if you're just so focused on the game, it can get really not as fun really quick. And so I wanted to make sure everybody was still having fun, but also knowing when to step up and locking in for the next game or practice that would help our team. So I thought it was really cool for me to be able to be in a spot where I was making sure that girls all around were feeling lots of emotions, but also playing the game the best that they can.
Very good. Well, speaking of very good, you've done outstanding on the interview so far, and we have flown through the first part of it. We'll go ahead and take a quick sponsor break, and then we'll be back here in just a moment. But again, I want to encourage those of you that are watching, any comments that you have, any questions that you may have, feel free to go ahead and do that. But great job, Ava. We will be back in just a
Thank
few
you.
moments. Yeah.
Services has been connecting employees with employers since 1977. Recently, CNS rebranded to CNS Employment Solutions to more clearly define their mission of serving the needs of applicants, employees, and businesses while remaining current and evolving with the changes in the workforce. One important thing has not changed. CNS Employment Solutions partners with a wide variety of employers, placing employees in jobs that match their skills and needs.
Say yes to CNS.
You know, a very important part in sports is teamwork, and I would have to say that about CNS Employment Solutions. Paula Benny and her team over there, they do a great job in helping people that need jobs to find an employer that has an opening, as well as employers finding and filling those positions that they need to have filled. They work really well with one another, and they do such a great job right here in mid-Missouri, as well as they are so actively involved in the community. And one of the things I wanted to point out, and I'll continue to do that here for a little while throughout the summer, is on September the 27th out at the Jefferson City Jaycees Fairgrounds. This will be year number 7 for Redemption Inside the Walls. This year we've changed it. It's called Redemption, A New Beginning. Originally we started off with we were going to be inside the old prison walls, but the tornado came that very first year and we never got in there. So decided it was time to just change it to Redemption, A New Beginning. This year, however, we do have for our lead act, Big Daddy Weave. He will be right here in Jefferson City. That'll be Saturday, September 27th. Again, want to thank Paula and her team for helping to put that on and helping. I mean, there's a lot of work that goes into that, and we'd love to see you all come out there. All right, so we appreciate everything that they do, but we also want to give a good quick shout out to Big Whiskies, and they are our sponsor for Coach of the Issue, and like Helias dance coach Alex Kendall. We just really appreciate our coaches right here in mid-Missouri, and this is just a way to shout out to them. And they put in a lot of time with our student athletes. They spend a lot of time away from their families, late nights, weekends, you name it. They are in the middle of it all, and a lot of times it's year round. Several of the coaches right here in Mid Missouri, there pretty much is no break for them. They do it year round, and we just want to thank them for all their hard work and dedication. We want to thank Big Whiskies for giving a shout out to them. All right. Well, we've been talking to Ava Leininger of Southern Boone, and we've had a really good first half of the interview. I hope you're excited for what she's going to say next, because there's a lot of good stuff that's coming up. And again, I'm encouraging you. Any comments or questions, feel free to join in with that, and we'd love to hear from you. All right, let's go ahead and bring Ava back on in here. Hey, Ava, you didn't hang up on me. That's great. Thanks for still being here. So, we talked a little bit about recognizing coaches. Why don't you talk about your coaches and how have they made you better? You can talk about however many coaches you want to. It's fine.
Yes, my coaches definitely made me better. Every single coach I've had has believed in me in some type of way, and as well as acknowledged my strengths and weaknesses, which has been really helpful, because sometimes some of the weaknesses I have, I don't even realize it. And so a coach pointing it out and helping me in specific drills definitely helps. Like Coach Vanderlick and Coach Zad that I had at Southern Boone, they would design specific shooting drills. Like, for example, the first 3 shots would be in the left corner, then the next 3 would be in the right corner, and so on. And then my club coaches had specific drills of like 2-touch passing patterns and stuff like that, just to help when you're in the game, and so it's more fluent to you whenever you're playing. And so my coaches definitely play a huge role in the person I am today, because without them I would be nowhere near the player that I have become.
So how did they challenge you to continue to improve on your skills and to get the best out of you that they could? How did they challenge you in that?
They would make specific like drills and as well as like tell me exactly like what I needed to do or show me film. And so it was easier for me to see like, oh, okay, this is not a good moment to turn or this is not a good moment to do a one touch pass. And so seeing film of myself, that helped and that challenged me in a way. So I was like, okay, how can I fix this and be better at this after my coaches told me what to change?
They they again they put in a lot of time, and I know you probably appreciate your coaches and
Mm-hmm.
all their hard work and just pouring into you. Um, so we'll talk about some of your future stuff here in a minute, but I want to ask you what have you been doing this summer and what else you got going on?
This summer, I've been playing a lot with Missouri Rain, doing practices and games through them, which is like a mid Missouri semi pro team. So that's been really fun just to get more touches in and stay in shape a little bit more, as well as be coached by a new coach, Coach Dakota. And so he's been really helpful and great to me in terms of telling me what I need to improve on and telling me what I'm doing really well at. And so he keeps it very positive. It's just a very positive environment all around. So definitely really fun playing with him and as well as learning new players like the way they play soccer and stuff since some are international. And so it's been really cool just to meet new people, meet new skills and stuff like that. So that's one of the things I've been doing a lot. I've been doing some traveling over the summer, hanging out with friends and family, doing crafts and stuff like that. So it's been a fun summer for sure.
Well, good. Uh, Doing crafts. So talk about that. What kind of crafts do you do?
It really just depends. Like sometimes I scrapbook or like make cards and stuff like that. It's just something to do a creative outlet. Or sometimes I journal or 5 minute journal if you've ever heard of that. And so you just do it when you wake up and before you go to bed. And so doing stuff like that is really helpful for me because I mean it's a fun hobby to do. It
Yeah,
keeps me off my phone, so it's nice.
that is that's pretty amazing that you are wanting to have that discipline to stay off your phone. So that's good. There's,
Thank you.
yeah, everywhere you go, you see people are on their phones. Even sitting across each other as they're eating, they're on their phones. So, yeah,
Yep.
good to break that habit now. What's been your favorite place to travel to and compete at?
I would say Overland Park area. I have a friend that lives pretty close to the area, and so it was always fun to play soccer. And she would watch my games since she lives a few hours away from me. So, and then afterwards we would hang out. So that was always really fun. And then the competition in Kansas City was always really, really talented. Those girls are really good. And so anytime I was playing in Kansas City, I knew it was about to be a really good challenge, and I would be able
Hmm.
to learn from that after the weekend was over.
Uh, have you ever, just while I'm thinking about it, have you ever been to one of the professional soccer games in Kansas City?
No, I have not, but I played in Kansas City for one of the high school games in the
Hmm.
summer, and we got a tour of the whole stadium. And so I've been
Okay,
inside of it and I've been on the field, which is really cool.
okay, yeah, because I've driven past there multiple times heading to the airport and stuff.
Hmm.
So I thought, okay, that's probably pretty cool. Uh,
Yes.
Tell us about some of the challenges that you faced during your career and what did you do to overcome those?
Some of the challenges I faced was, I mean, if I missed a goal, I mean, my whole job of soccer is to score. And so anytime I was having like an off game and my shots just weren't really adding up the way I wanted it to, that was definitely a challenge for me. And so something that helped me was again with my coaches, they would help with specific drills that I could do. And also I have two brothers at home and so they would help me shoot and they would shag the balls for me and that was really helpful. Or I would have them like drop kick and punt it to me so I could practice settling better. And so having them around Grant and Sam definitely made me a better player because not everyone is capable like has that opportunity to have just two brothers at home to help them shoot. And so that definitely helped me overcome my challenges because I would kind of face them head on with the help behind me.
Okay. Well, since you mentioned them, let's go ahead and skip to that part. Talk about your brothers and your relationship with them and siblings, and just how old are they compared to you? You know, just that type of thing. What do you appreciate about them?
Yes, I have three brothers. Justin, he just moved to Kansas City, and so he's 27, and he has a dog named Sadie, so I like to see Sadie a lot. And then I have Grant, who will be a senior this year, so we're only a grade apart, and he does wrestling. And then Sam, who will be entering eighth grade, he does wrestling, football, and track. And
Okay.
so all of us were pretty competitive. Justin did football and wrestling, so together it's really fun to play games with them. Like this morning, I was playing games of pool with my brother Sam, and we were getting competitive in that. So it's really fun having people at home to challenge me in different aspects away from soccer. So
Good.
having that
So
family is really cool.
yeah, let's talk about that competitiveness. Talk about that competitive drive and how you push yourself and why you like to win.
I think the competitive drive definitely comes from my three siblings because, I mean, everybody wants to win, but not everybody can. So it's a lot of fun, but sometimes annoying when you lose.
Uh huh.
But that's definitely where my competitive drive comes from. And I know that if I lose, I have to work harder to win. And so I think that's where my mindset comes from soccer. It's like if I'm not as good at something and I want to improve, I have to improve myself. It's not just going to come natural. So I think that's why practicing with my brothers or practicing by myself is a lot of fun to me because I know that I'm going to get a reward out of this
Yeah,
eventually.
absolutely. Uh, so when I was growing up, my brother was a year younger than me, and I really truly believe that just by being out there pretty much with him almost every day, we were out either playing basketball, baseball, football, you name it. We were out in the schoolyard playing that, and I know that just through doing that, that helped me to be a better baseball player and get to go to
Mm-hmm.
college because of that and things. And so I think about that often. He passed away in 2012 from a brain aneurysm, and but I think a lot about those different times that we were able to have out there, just out in the schoolyard competing against one another,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it means a lot. So I know
Yes,
that
definitely
that means
some
a
good
lot.
memories.
Yeah, good. Um, what have you enjoyed the most about your time at Southern Boone High School?
I was able to gain so many friendships through Southern Boone, not even just including soccer. Like I met some of my best friends there. And so that definitely was a key takeaway after graduating that I was like, okay, I get to take and have all these friends by my side when I'm doing cool things. And as well as teachers, I got really close with the teachers that I had, like Miss Stevens. And so that was another cool thing because I was able to connect with other people, not just people my age. And then with coaches and stuff, I was able to learn more about them. And overall, it was just a really fun time in high school. So I'm really glad I got to experience it at Southern Boone.
Yeah, that kind of goes in with the next question. As far as favorite memories, are there any like highlights of things that you just really stand out in your memory?
Yeah, I'd say school dances were always so fun to me, or like Friday night football games and dressing up as themes and stuff. That was really cool. And then soccer related, I loved anytime we had like a senior night or pink out night. That was always a really special night, as well as my senior night. That was a really big highlight of my senior year because that night was a lot of fun and I was surrounded by just people who wanted the best for me and really showed that they cared and loved about me.
Yeah, that kind of stuff you'll remember, and I'm not going to tell you how many years now it's been since I graduated. We won't go there, but um, yeah, I've only been to a couple of class reunions, and I can remember one of my friends. I had a nickname, and I could hear him yelling it across the the room, and he yelled out my name, and I was like, I thought we were past all that, but anyway, it was good. All right, so hey, we've got a question here from Kelly Becker, and it says, "What are your athletic goals for your future?" And
My athletic goals. Oh,
go ahead. No, you go ahead.
okay. My athletic goals are definitely continue to improve my off the ball and on the ball like touches and runs. And so I think in college that will definitely I'll be coached by some really great coaches, and so that will definitely help me. And then I want to make sure that I'm in the best shape for my team and for myself. So whenever I'm playing, it'll give my team the best opportunity. So whatever helps my team the most is what I want to aim for.
Very good, and thank you, Kelly, for that question. I want to ask you another one here, Ava. Is who else inspires you to be your best version of yourself?
My family definitely does. They play a really big role because they always are explaining and showing that they want the best for me, not just telling. And then my friends, they like I have some really talented friends that are really good at the sports that they play. And so it's cool to be able to talk about like volleyball and soccer or basketball, something different than soccer, but we're still kind of going through the same things. So that's really cool. So they challenge me and inspire me to be the best version of myself. And as well as I can kind of like learn tips from other people. So just hearing it from other people helps as well. Like, oh, they do this, I should do that too.
Okay, mentioned a little bit about your family. Talk about your parents, if you would, and what they mean to you. Kind of buffering, so we'll ask that one again. Talk about your parents and what they mean to you. All right, got a little bit of a connection problem, so she will call back in here in just a second. We already pre-planned that just in case something else happens, so we will get back to her coming on here in just a moment. Um, Excited for some of the things that she's going to get ready to do here, and we'll talk about that as well. But we want to find out a little bit more about her family, and she's done an outstanding job. Has had a great career at Southern Boone High School. I know that um, she's very well thought of, and not just by her coaches, but also by her teammates, her classmates, and her teachers and administrators. So outstanding young lady. Um, she was talking about some of the challenges, and I can remember in her article too. It was talking about there was a period of time that she was frustrated that she wasn't having a lot of scoring going on. So um, she just kept persevering and pushing through that, and eventually was able to break through. Um, One of the things I really like about the Southern Boone program is Coach Wade Vanderlicht. We've had him on the program before, and um, Coach has done an outstanding job there for a very long time, and um, we're excited to see him continue to do all the great things that he's doing there, pouring into these student athletes like Ava. Um, Hopefully, I'm going to turn my phone on here real quick just in case she's trying to text me for anything, but hopefully we'll be able to get her back on here and talk a little bit more about a few more things. So I hope you enjoyed um, her personality and just some of the different things that she's doing, and it's exciting to be able to see her take the skills where she's getting ready to take those, and not sure that we're going to get her back on here. But anyway, I think we have had a really good I think we've had a really good interview with her. And let me see here. She's trying to get back in, but it's frozen. So um, I will just tell you guys that I think since there's a connection problem coming through from there, I appreciate you guys joining us tonight. And, I don't want her to get stressed out about trying to come back on here if it's not going to work out there on her end. So thank you guys. We've been talking about Ava Leininger from Southern Boone High School, and she's done great things there. She's going to be going to Stevens College, and she's going to be playing soccer there. So we're excited about the opportunity that she's getting to continue on and to continue her career. With that, I want to just say thanks for joining us tonight on One Nation of Sports Soccer Magazine Extra. I'm your host, Kirk DeMars. Make sure that you share the story, and we'll be sure to make sure that that's available to you on YouTube as well. All right, I'm your host, Kirk DeMars. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and until next week, God bless you, and we'll see you then.